Here's the uncomfortable question. Where does your AI use break rules you don't even know apply to you? Most organizations find out from a regulator, a customer contract, or an audit, not from their own process. A gap analysis is how you find out first on your own terms. We'll cover what a real gap analysis gives you, how to pick a framework, why the top 5 gaps matter more than all 30, and one live run. A proper gap analysis gives you 4 things: which rules actually apply to your organization, where you currently fall short against them, what to fix first, and how far along you already are. So it's a starting point, not a blank page. You score against one of 3: the EUAI Act if you're operating in or selling into Europe, the NIST AI RMF if you want a US-recognized risk framework, or ISO 42001 if you want something independently certifiable. You can run more than one. Most organizations start with whichever a customer or regulator actually asks about. A full analysis runs roughly 30 obligations. Don't try to fix 30 at once. The output ranks a top 5 priority list because closing the highest risk gaps first is what actually moves your exposure, not working alphabetically down a spreadsheet. 2 things make this usable instead of just accurate: a heat map that shows severity at a glance, and a timeline that turns the priority list into an actual plan with dates. Because a list without a date is a wish, not a plan. In healthcare, the biggest gaps usually cluster around data provenance. Can you actually show where training data for a clinical adjacent tool came from? In financial services, the gaps that score highest are usually around explainability. The ECOA adverse action duty doesn't care that your model is complex. It wants a specific reason. In retail, dynamic pricing and personalization, I create gaps people don't expect, consent and transparency obligations that a marketing team assumed were someone else's problem. Here's what running one looks like. Pick a sector and a framework, and it produces a 1-page executive summary with a compliance scorecard and top 5 priority actions, plus the full workbook, gap tables, heat map, timeline, and a live dashboard that recalculates as you close gaps. No regeneration needed. 4 things: which rules apply, where you fall short, what to fix first, how far you've come. There's a free 90-second gap check linked below. No cost, no email even required to start. Just a quick read on where you stand. Subscribe for AI governance you can actually ship. Watch next. Once you know your gaps, here's the 90-day program that closes them.